some man told her she should never have had kids. Never had me. So what happened then? I went to bed, but I couldn't sleep. Heard her talking to someone on my mobile on the way out. Must have been around 2 a.m. I followed.
Good evening, everybody. Says John, trying to switch it onto the right thing and work out the right camera. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Night Live, which is normally our launch. A little bit of a difference tonight because we're trying to make sure nothing crashes. So we're hoping as things. So we're going on to, let's turn the volume off on that one because
Good evening,
no, I've turned it all up. That's a nightmare. I don't want to hear myself. So I am getting a little bit of a warning, but we are just running with a front on camera and an overhead tonight. So it's going to be in my face a lot, I'm afraid, because there's not a lot we can do. And I'm struggling a little bit to see the comments. Thankfully, Sammy's put a link on for you because I'm struggling with that one as well. I'm going to see if I can see on the other one, and then we'll go through what we're doing tonight. So we'll get the other one. So I am here and I am listening, but I'm just going to try and see if I can see it on the normal one, and that way I can actually see the comments properly rather than doing it. Let's turn that one off. And let's go on to this one. Nope, can't see them on that one. Honestly, things never work out great, but they're going, but at least it's running. So bear with me, guys. Right, so I'm going to start anyway. So good evening and welcome to Sunday Night Live. Now, normally we do a new product launch, but we're really excited because tonight we've actually got loads and loads of products back in stock. So we've got back in stock the first collection. We have had to rush this, and we genuinely have had to massively rush this in for everybody to get hold of it. I've got to say thank you to our manufacturers for doing so, because it's been an absolute, an absolute nightmare trying to get them to bring it into us quite so quickly. But they have managed to do it. We have flown it in. So if you missed out on the full collection, and I'm going to show you below, I think quickly, sort of a static of what it looks like. So this is the full collection that you've got here. I will hold this one up as it does seem to be slow on the overhead again, but it does seem to be a little bit slow. So let's go it forward. So this is the full collection. So if you missed out on the full collection, so I'm trying to hold it in the right place. Let's take that up a little bit. So this is the full collection. So if you missed out on the full collection, it is available now. I'm going to say a few hellos. Hello to Samantha Craftaholic, Deborah Wollstonecroft. I always get that wrong. I'm so sorry, Deborah. And you're one of the angels as well. Jenny Broughton, Samantha Hughes, hello to Jenny Shaddick, Frankie Best, loads of you watching. And, loads of you watching on YouTube as well. Thank you for joining us. I know we had a few problems on Wednesday. And we've had a few problems today. We didn't do a live on Saturday, but thank you for joining us. We hopefully have solved all of the problems. I've got a feeling I think I know what it is now. From just turning the iPad off seems to have made a massive difference. So I think that's dragging it down. Samantha Hughes just said, this is a beautiful collection to work with. It really is. So if you missed out on any of it, you can now get the full collection, which is this beautiful crystal flower frame. You get this stunning twisting snowflake, which I've got to say is one of my favourites. I actually have a card I'm taking down here. In fact, I'm going to show you. Look, that's where it lives. Back here live my favourites, cards I'm really proud of. But this one, the twisting snowflake, I just think is such a clever card. And the twisting effect is so cool. So that's the collection back. You can, if you want to, get it individually. So if you were only able to pick up bits last time, then you can get individual bits. I must say tonight as well, I am going to show you, I'm going to be using the collection along with the amazing Starlight pastes. If you haven't seen them, this is them on black. I know I'm doing a little bit of a sneaky peek, showing you that a little bit early and showing you those gorgeous pastes, but they are, to my mind, absolutely beautiful. And if you saw the card we used as the original on here, it was made with the Starlight pastes. So if you did miss out and you want some of the individuals, you can get the beautiful twisting snowflake frame on its own. And this is just $20.99. And this is a beautiful die. I will take you through that in a second. If you missed out on, let's get the graphics right, John. If you missed out on the sort of, what's it called again? Snow Crystal Frame Maker. I forget everything. I'm terrible. If you missed out on this one individually, this is $21.99. And I've got to tell you, this is the most popular Christmas die that I've launched this year so far, which is bizarre because it was based on last year's most popular. And I thought, I'm doing it for people who missed out, doing a smaller version. But I found I'm making smaller cards this year. So a smaller version seems to be everyone, but just the ability to create that pattern. And I was going to say, Susan, hi John and Sam, and the Art of Craft. Thank you for bringing the dies back. Missed out last time. We'll be ringing Penny tomorrow. That's the best thing, Susan. Get on the website or give Penny a ring. This is the only collection we have reordered. Shahab's just saying, thank you for posting the tutorial on the card, lilac card. I did try to tag you, Shahab, in it to tell you that I'd done the video, but you'd spotted it, thankfully. So this die set on its own gives you this beautiful frame. It's got the frame maker with the insert panels. So you can do it plain or patterned. You can do it, I love it without that. I absolutely love it without that. And that's what I'm going to show you tonight. I'm going to show you how easy that is to do. But things like that pattern, in fact, I think what we'll do is I'll show you that one. It's not what I planned at all. I've literally behind me, I've got 4 demos all planned out and everything. Then you've got that beautiful flower that floats, which matches the crystal flower. And of course you can get the circle on its own. But of course then you've also got the circles and the overlay and the solid behind. Such a useful die. So if you miss out on that one, you can get that one on its own. If you missed out on the snow frame, this is my favourite. They tie together so well. So if you missed out on this, you can get this on its own. And this on its own is just $20.99, so it's slightly less, which I think is good. And this will give you that beautiful twisting snowflake. The frame fits in, and hopefully you'll know by now what we've got. Maureen, good evening. John and Sam, good evening all. Yay, ordered crystal flower, now have complete collection. I know a lot of people are missing out because of the flower. I'm going to go through that in a second. But if you can see, that frame fits exactly with the festive frame maker. So I planned the collection so that it would work so well for everybody. And then of course there are 2 more, and I know a lot missed out on the flower. I know a lot did, and I know our Kathy was desperate. In fact, I should have texted her. I'm sorry, I bet she's not watching as well. The sweeping boughs and the crystal flowers on their own absolutely flew out. They were the first to go. And I'm glad to say we have brought more of the flower in than we did of anything, because we just wanted people to. Now, you don't get 2, but you know what I'm like. If I like something, I have 2. I recommended that to Kathy Mills, was to get 2. Oh, good evening, Grimsby. I love that when people say where they're watching from. It's so fab. So these, you get the solid inside and outside. I'm going to be focusing on these tonight and show you. So you can get those if you want to as individuals. There's just $7.99 for the leaves and $10.99 for the flower, which is absolutely exceptional value. But obviously the best value is in the bundle. So the bundle altogether is like $53.96. But if you're just wanting the individuals of the flowers or the leaves, then you can get those as well at $10.99 and $7.99. But the other things I wanted to mention that I'm going to be using tonight is, because a lot of people may have missed out on these or not seen them, are these I think are amazing. And I'm showing you them upside down. I'm going to take the lids off and show you, because I think they're so clever. These are the Starlight pastes. All 4 colours. These are some of my absolute, I think, well, you can see, if you look in the bottom and see how little I've got left of some of these. But if you look at the minute, all you're seeing is sort of like, almost like mother of pearl tones or shades, because on white card, these work and give you like this. The most beautiful, original mother of pearl you could ever get. Good evening, Giggleswick. Oh, I love it when you put that, Erica, when you say where you're from. So these give you the most amazing, beautiful mother of pearl finish. But if you use them on black, this is just 2 colours on black. Look how the colour shines. Can you imagine your flowers cut in that? So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is the first time I think we've done them on the live to show anybody. But I want to show you some of the samples because our Leslie made some new ones, bless her. So here we've got the beautiful snowflake reverse frame, which I've used, and I'm going to be using that. And I will be showing you on Craft Cave Live at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. That's over on John Next Door Official. I'll be showing you how we can use this stencil and the paste on acetate to make a absolutely stunning light up card, because I've got it prepped so that I can do it tonight if I get time. But look how these work on black. Depending on how thick you do them, look at the colours there, or that one. Just going through stencils with your finger, and I'm going to show you how to do that one. Debbie Smith saying, wish it was payday. I know the feeling, Debbie, I really do. But look, I've never seen anything with that colour or shine or effect it just works so well. And because they're neutral, you can put them on embossing folders and put ink on top. I mean, again, I could keep playing with these. Look at that through the brick wall die. I mean, how glorious are these? I mean, I just want, they just make me want them. They really do make me want them. So we're going to do some flowers and we're going to do a background with these. And we're going to use that new, that re-released collection. So I'm just saying, if you did miss out, get onto the Art of Craft. So get onto the Art of Craft. I was going to put the link on them, but I'm putting the wrong one. Oh, look, Helen Louise got the paste after watching Leslie demoing them at the Motorcycle Museum, but haven't used them yet. Honestly, Helen, use them. Get them out now and use them as I'm using them. Use them with this collection because it is just beautiful to use them together. And those samples, I think, are stunning. I couldn't not do a show featuring them. So we're going to make a card up using my second favourite. I'm not going to lie. My favourite is the Twisting Snowflake of this year, but we're going to use one using my second favourite, which is this one, which is your favourite, which is the Snow Crystal Flower Frame Maker. Question, is everything okay tonight, John? Everything seems to be running fine tonight. We think we've worked it out, and I hate to say this, but in the first 2 minutes of the show, I think I've worked out what's going wrong. And it's just one piece of equipment. We've updated the phone, we've updated everything, and there's one thing that won't update, and I think that's what's doing it. So we will see as we go along, but at the moment I've got blue, which is good. So I think that's what's been happening to us. Right, so I'm going to use the paste, and I'm going to use a piece of black. And I'm going to only use 2 colours, but I love the way this works. That brick wall, Julie's just said I love the brick wall, I do. So all I'm doing is, now this is with pastes. And with pastes, as we know, we're supposed to get a spatula and layer it on like thick, like I have my butter on toast, which Sammy says to me, you cannot conceivably go through a pack of butter a week just for toast. Yeah, he doesn't see how thick I put it on. But you don't want to do that with these, because you want, if it's thick, you don't get as much colour. So you want to use your finger and look, it's almost like a gilding wax, but it die cuts, but look at the intensity of that colour. So all I'm doing is taking a little bit on my finger, and they're water-based, so you're not going to hurt yourself by using them. You know, we always say to, you know, work with kids or whatever, and be careful, but these are water-based. Don't let them put it in the mouth, but I have to tell you, you know, any craft product really is 16 or over. It's up to you if you decide to do something else. I think that's the, you know, if you decide to let them. But look at that, that's ruby, but that's the colour it comes out. That's the colour it is in the pot. It's gorgeous. Now I'm going to go on and I'm using the emerald, but look, and the thinner it is, the more colour I'm getting. But again, look at the intensity of shade I'm getting on these. This is what's so cool. Samantha Hughes, oh, the paste just fell into my basket. Samantha, I'm surprised. These, you will not, you will not ever regret getting these. And I know I never say that, but have you ever seen me? And this isn't my first pot. I mean, I'm always going on about look how little I've used. It's my first pot. This is my second. This is how much I've used. Basically, I had a tester one at first. So this is my second. Judy, wasn't going to buy anything tonight. I already have your Christmas collection. However, the Starlight Paste were all in my wish list. But now finally jumped into my basket. You will not regret these. You really won't. It's funny, I did a workshop in Louth, and we had an artist there, one of the ladies who sells her paintings in the shop, and I said to her something that I'd thought about for a long time and hadn't actually mentioned, is that in the art world it's all exactly the same paints as it was when I was at college 30 years ago, whereas in the craft world we are coming out with new and innovative products. And when she's looked at them, and when she looked at some of the products we were using, she was like, wow, my God, craft industry is like so much further on than the art industry. And we are. She'd never come across things like this. They're so good. And somebody's just said, and I've missed it because the comment flicked past. Yeah, a whole pack of butter in a week's not bad at all. No, it's not. I mean, I like a bit of bread. A little bit like Julie's just said, fresh cut French bread or sourdough at the moment. A little bit of that with my slice of butter. But look at that colour intensity. And the weirdest thing ever is, I mean, I'm wiping off there where I've just dropped some hand sanitizer on it. Look, it washes straight off. This will not ever, this does not stain your hands. This is not like ink. This is not like your gilding wax. This is nothing like that. But look at that intensity of colour. But that is literally dry. I know it's warm, but I can die cut that now. But look, that's the colour piece I did this morning. Yeah, so that's the bit I did this morning about 6 a.m. this morning. That's the piece I've done this afternoon. Look, from sitting there to be complete, I mean, this is dry, but if you want to thingy me, this is completely dry. Then it's basically no alteration in colour at all. You don't have enough butter if you don't leave teeth marks in it. Yeah, that sounds, oh, Susan, yeah, I love that one. Who just said that? Veronica, yes, I am down to come and do a workshop in Louth again. I do them 3 times a year. I think I'm down for another one in October. So if you speak to H&J Crafts in Louth, they can put you to the list or put you on the reserve list if you're interested in going, because the shop isn't open that day. It's only a workshop day. But you can see, you know, you might have got a lot of dark card. You might have got a lot of black card and you never use it. Black you don't use in Christmas cards. We can and we're going to. So I have already cut a few bits, but I will show you a few bits cutting because I don't want anyone to think, oh, you know, John, you're saying it's easy and it's not. It is so easy. So I'll tell you what, let's cut some flowers. I've got some cut. But look, first of all, look how gorgeous it looks as a frame. And you might go, oh, it's a bit messy. Yeah. Irene, I have to let my toast go cold so the butter doesn't sink in. Irene, I'm with you 1000% on that. That's exactly what I do. Samantha, do you have to dry them? Samantha, that's the one I've just made. Literally, that's the one I've just made. They're dry. If you use your finger, if you use a stencil, can I see this on white card too? Don't worry, Trudy. I am going to demo it ham. I am going to demo it on white card as well to show you the difference. Which black card do you use? Says our Shahab. Which black card are you using so I can order with my set of paste? I use our essential card, Shahab. So I use, all the card I use is either our essential card or it is our canvas card. I don't use anything else because I don't need to. We made sure that we worked really hard to get all of our card to work. So if you're ever in doubt, honestly, that's because I said Louth. If you're ever in doubt, it'll be essential. This is our essential card in black. Sorry about the noise. We've obviously got one of those scooters going past. I think everyone's used to that. But just to show you, it does cut really easily. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do something really naughty. So I'm using the brand new, back in stock, Twisted Vines. Honestly, sweeping bows, the slimline bows, because this is the most delicate dye that I do. Yeah. So this is the thing. I know that if I was trying to get this colour and this intensity, I would have to use something like on black gilding wax. As soon as I try and die cut it, it's going to come straight back into action. It's going to work straight away. And that's not what I want. I really want this to cut. I want this to not reactivate. And this won't, because it's neutral when it's done. So I'm not going to try and place my flowers on anywhere in particular. I'm going to place them down and tape them down. If you try and put your flowers on certain areas, then it's a real problem. So what someone said, oh, bundle of fusion paste sold out according to the website. Okie dokie. If our Jane's watching, Jane, can you add some more? Sorry, if you've got any more. So normally this is how we'd cut it, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut the flowers on a normal sandwich because I know for a fact they will cut and I don't want anyone to think that I'm pulling any sort of trick. So I'm just going to run those ones through. Borrow someone else's teeth, John. I can't, mine barely fit anymore. For those who don't remember, I have got some false teeth at the front, so maybe I need gluing in. I was crafting in the middle of lockdown and I have a bone density problem and one of them just fell out. So yeah, it's the ones at the front are not real. So you're probably right. I probably need to glue them in a bit more and sterident them or whatever it is. But can you see, even though this has got that coating of what looks like it's sort of like a rubberized look. But look at this. If you can get close enough, can you see there my fingerprint in it? Don't know, let's try and go forward and you might be able to see this a bit better. Can you see there? Let's try and work out where the camera is. No, it's over this side. There we go. There you go. Can you see? There's my fingerprint. That's how fine a coating gives us those. So what have we got? Someone's just asked a question. Once the paste is open, do you put cling film on before you put the top on, please? No, I don't, Susan. I literally haven't. The only thing I've found is these have been sat in the back of my car for a week. So they've thickened up a bit. But let's try and open one. I've got one here. Right, okay. So this is one. So I said I'd got two. This is one that's been sat on my shelf for at least 6 weeks. Look. Nothing. So no, I haven't found a have to on these, and I'd rather tell you if I think you've got to. I don't want to waste that. Let's put a bit on some white. There we go. So you can see they've cut absolutely perfectly. But this is really fine. So this is always a good trick if you want to cut something really fine. So what I'm going to do is, and I would do this if you're cutting these in mirror card, satin card, glitter card, you know, anything like that. I would say you can do that. If you are wanting the pastes and they are out of stock, then just click on the notify me, because they'll probably notify you tomorrow. They'll put some more on. So what I've done is I've got here a magnetic shim, a metal shim. I'm going to cut down into it. I'm going to cut downwards. And this is the way, if you're cutting something really fine like this, this is the way you cut it when you're cutting something really fine onto mirror card, glitter card, satin card. Because we've got some amazing offers on our glitter card as well at the moment. Oh, somebody said I've added more. Oh, thank you, Jane. Jane's added more Starlight paste. So if you were wanting the Starlight paste bundle, then Jane's added some more on. Honestly, the hours that her and Penny and Peter and Mark things work is crazy to sort of do all this. So it's been put, some more's been put on, so you're lucky. But what I've done is I've run it through with the metal, but look, can you see? It just means something fine like that with that coating has cut like a dream. Yeah, absolutely perfectly. But now watch, because the first thing you're going to say is these are not going to pop out. There. Fall out straight away. Absolutely no problems, because it doesn't reactivate. It's an amazing product. What cutting machine am I using this? I'm using my Kaleido. We're currently testing a Gemini 2 at the minute. Question, says Hazel, but I'm not recommending anything at the minute because I haven't got one to recommend. Question, can you use the paste on vellum, John? You can, Hazel, because despite the fact they're water-based, they work perfectly on vellum and they work on acetate. So I'm going to show you now. This I know I'm going to do is what I'm going to be doing on Craft Cave Live, which is, again, just on the John Next Door official page on Wednesday night. But can you see there? That's on acetate. A water-based product that sticks and dries on acetate. I've never heard of that. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you that and showing you how we make a little light-up panel for the back using standard lights. Oh, yes, Kathy. I was going to text you after the show. They are back in stock if you've not got hold of them yet. But look, that's on acetate. I mean, how beautiful is that? So yes, of course they work on vellum. So now I've got these beautiful leaves in all those colours. And you never ever, can you imagine cutting that and then trying to colour it? It would be a nightmare. So you're making your own sort of mirror card or whatever from this. So what I'm going to do is I've already cut the frame maker section from that brilliant crystal snowflower frame. So I've cut that, and then I've cut out the piece with all of the snowflakes in it already. So I've cut the piece with all of the snowflakes in it already to go over the top, but it still works. You can see all of those colours through. It just gives a beautiful shine. It's a fantastic way to do it. Carol's with us. Carol Byers, hope you're, how's your foot, Carol? We missed out. We didn't get a Wednesday update, so because of a Saturday update, so we need a Sunday update. And if anyone's has missed it, it's our fabulous angel Carol Bignell's birthday today. Can you believe it? She's 39. I know, 39. You would never believe it. So if you get a chance, wish our Carol a happy birthday. I've got some more samples there that have just fallen down and picking up. You can see there, I just think it is really beautiful. Let me go forward again so you can see. Look, there. There, where's the camera? Camera is there, isn't it? No, it's not, it's there. Because I'm on a new thing. But look. You're seeing that colour and that shine through. It's just amazing. So then I've taken another layer. And I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape. And I'm just going to put this on. I mean, the funny thing is, if you said when you're looking at this, you said to people that you've used black on your Christmas cards, mostly, people would never ever believe you, but it just reacts and works so well. But I will show you on white as well. So I've cut the next die in the set just to give me a little white rim, and then I've got a whole piece. So I made a whole A4 sheet of this just using the ruby and the emerald. But look, I just think that is so glorious. Yeah? So, oh, I'm so sorry, Gay. You've not had the best of weeks. Bless you. Sending hugs. I never know what to say. I'm terrible for that. And someone's just said, oh, Carol, you're looking good for your age. She is, bless her. So I'm going to take the flower. So that crystal, that snow crystal flower, I'm going to put it right in the middle of this piece that I've made. Oh, Karen says, is that including VAT? Oh, yeah, because I'm only 40 if we're not including VAT. Yeah, and the rest. And then I'm just going to, again, cut it normal sandwich. I don't need to use a metal shim or anything. It's not, it's not that gunky. So you can see there on the back, everything's cut through. But as someone's just said, hi John, the metallic frame viral reminds me of the satin padded birthday and Christmas cards, which are a lot more expensive. They do, I remember those. Oh, we used to spend a fortune on those padded satin ones from the shops. Oh, that's so true. I never thought of that, but look, every bit has cut out. So we've got, I just think it looks so cool. So we're going to take our piece that we've made. Again, we're going to foam tape it because it's me. So I'm going to take this foam tape all the way around. Just like that. Just so we've got a, this is a Christmas card. This is going to be a mantelpiece pleaser. That's the whole idea. We put that in, but I wanted to make sure we maintain that colour. So we're seeing that shine, and it really brings out the shine on the rest. So I've then got another piece of coconut white. I mean, you can miss out a lot of the foam tape. You know I'm going a little bit crazy with it, but you know that's me. So I'm going a little bit crazy, but I think it's worth it for some of them, for something like this. But also, I'm not having to use any specialist glue because it's not a wax. So if this was done with a gilding wax, and I'm not, you know, everything has its place, don't get me wrong. So gilding wax has a job, you know, and it's a product to have. But, you know, gluing to it's very difficult because, of course, it's a wax. But the colour intensity on that, I think, is amazing. So I've got a 7x7 card blank, and I'll flat mount this one. Oh, who was it? We used to sell padded cards in our shop in the 70s. I remember them in the 80s when I was a kid. You know, they were massive and very expensive. So I'm just going to pop that onto my 7x7 card. And the reason I've gone quite big with the card is because obviously I've got this beautiful foliage to use and the flowers. So, but I've left it subtle at the back because I could put another thing at the back. But I don't think it needs it. The shine is coming from the design. So, of course, we're using this beautiful back in stock frame. Now I'm going to move on and use the flowers and the leaves. And as everyone keeps telling me, I've got to slide these two cards in. Only because I think they're so different. This one is one of our Nicola's. Look how beautiful that is, where she's made it look like a poinsettia. And she's used the craft artist sparkle pen to colour it beautifully. And then we've got this one from our Leslie, which, while it's a Christmas card, look at the colours. That could be for any time of year. It really could be for absolutely any time of year. I am going to show you how to use that to colour your flowers as well. I've got so much I want to fit in. Anything I don't fit in, then I will be doing on Craft Cave Live at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. I remember, Nicola, I remember my uncle years ago buying a Christmas card for £35. I nearly died as it wasn't that special. I remember nearly getting one for my mum that cost me, I think it's £15. And this has got to be over 30 years ago. And it was a lot more than that. Oh, you got my belly overhang on the desk then. So what I want to do with the flowers is I've cut the flowers out. So I've cut the flowers out in the paper that I've just made. Let's move us down a little bit. Okay, and then I've made the rims for them. And I don't have to, again, use any specialist glue at all for this. I'm just going to use my glue glaze. And all I'm going to do for this is just glue them in the middle. Then each point of the petal, and then the end of each petal. That's all I need to do. Even though you've put that beautiful paste on, you don't have to worry. You know, sometimes I spray glue them. Most of the time I do this so that I don't have to move to the spray glue. And remember, when you're lining these flowers up, there are two ways. One won't fit, one will. So if it doesn't fit, just move it round. And all I do is get it right and press in the middle. And then pick it up and press each of the ends of the petal. But I get a flower that there's no paper I could buy that would give me that look. There's literally nothing. And then I do our biggest trick. So take a pair of straight tweezers and just fold each petal up in the middle. So the tweezers in the centre. Fold each petal up. Now for speed, I've already got the medium size done. But they look so colour intense. I just think it is glorious. Then I'm just going to take one of our Craft Artist pearls, the large size, because of course I make sure our flowers fit them. Oh, Karen has one of the padded cards still. She's kept it. I don't blame you, Karen. They're beautiful. So for the smaller ones, all I do for this is just take a little bit of glue glaze and pop it in the middle of the flower. Just like that. and then take the overhang, and I don't try. Oh, Kathy said she's ordered 2. Thanks. I was going to text you, Kathy, after the show. I thought I meant to do it earlier, and then I got so caught up in in prepping, because I was meant to be prepping yesterday, but I wasn't very well. So I got so caught up in prepping this morning, I completely forgot. But I was going to message you afterwards if you weren't watching, bless you. I'm glad you've got them. So there we go. I don't bothering, they're too small. So I'm not going to sit here and try and fold them, and I'm not going to stick those bits on. I don't really need to. That's what I think's so fab. So now let's move these out of the way. And what I'm going to do is just do my little arrangement. Nice and simple. Deborah says, love these flowers, John. I think they are my favourite. I know there are Leslie's. I know our Leslie absolutely loves them. She's been making today, hopefully she might share it with us. She's been making daffodils out of these this morning. She sent me a picture. Oh, that's wonderful. Samantha, I've still got the first ever card Dave gave me. It was padded 34 years ago. Oh, fantastic, Samantha. I think you should share a picture of that, Samantha, with us. And anyone doesn't know, and it follows us a lot, our wonderful Meggie, who is our brilliant Sam's support dog, has just been passed through to the final. So I think Sammy's put a post on the group all about it. So we might be asking you to help vote again. So all I'm doing is arranging these in a simple 4. But to me, it looks like a pine branch. That's how it was designed, to give you an easy 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? It was just so easy to do your layout. And then because I'm sticking these on, and the flowers, I'm going to use the 3D glue gel. It's the best thing to stick your flowers on, because it gets them there and then fixed forever. So a little bit of glue gel on the cocktail stick on the back. Put one there, just so it echoes that flower. I'm going to put the second size there. I'm going to put one of the minis up there, because I like things in 3. And then the 4th mini, I'm going to add a little bit of glue glaze into the centre. And I'm just going to add that into the centre, so that I add that level of interest. But no one would ever believe that you have made that card with black and white card, because you've got ruby red and emerald green and everything. No one would ever believe that that's just been done with one colour. Debbie Moore says, so that's this Christmas die set complete, John? No, there's 2 more next week and then it's complete. There are just 2 more to go for anyone who missed out on the Zoom class. We have the beautiful stockings launching next week exclusively, and the final foliage to go with these flowers. So there's a new foliage, Christmas foliage to go with these flowers as well. Nicola says, I love the size of this large flowers. It makes a statement with the smaller ones. I really think it does, but I think the colours in that, let's go up so I can hopefully show you a little bit better. But look how beautiful that is. All of that colour, all of that shine, and no one would ever believe you've made that card with black and white card at all. So that was our first demonstration, and that's doing that. Just for a little break, I was going to show you what I was talking about earlier. Actually, I'm going to do that at the end, aren't I? So that was using our flowers, our leaves, the full collection, and the beautiful starlight pastes. And I'm going to use them again now because you all asked what happens on white. Nicola says, my favourite is the stocking. My favourite, Nicola, is the stocking. That's really naughty, isn't it? I would say it's the twisted snowflake frame and then it's the stocking. So you might see some cards next week of those 2 being used together. So I did say I'm going to use it on white. Yeah, let's come down a little bit now. So I'm using the same, but this time I'm going to use all 4 colours. And these just work so well. Samantha Hughes says the stockings are amazing, so cute on cards, and use them in grey for Maggie's Christmas stocking. What a great idea. Craftaholic, Hubs and I are celebrating our 53rd wedding anniversary on Tuesday. I can't believe how 53. Oh, that's brilliant. Well done. And they're a lovely couple. I have met both of them. They are really lovely people. So, Emma wants the stocking. So this is the green. So remember the green on black. Yeah. Look at the green on white. Oh, John, you're not doing anything. You can't wait to see the stocking. Well, the images will go out. I might put a couple of sneak peek videos out earlier. I've got one where I've done it in felt and sewn it. So all I'm doing at the minute is putting on the green. Same technique. A little bit on my finger. And just rub it on. But what it does on white is it gives you this. Look. Can you see? You're getting a green mother of pearl. Proper mother of pearl has lots of colours in it, which is why I'm going for this one. So this now is the blue. So let me grab a bit of black so I can show you. So this is the blue on black. Look at the intensity of the blue that you're getting on there. Let's go forward so you can see it. So look at the intensity of the blue that you're getting on there. Yeah, just amazing. But I'm going to switch it over now. But look at it on the white. So all you're seeing is a little bit of blue. But you really need to see all of the colours. You really do. So let's go back onto the overhead. So now I'm just adding little bits of blue on. So just adding a few little bits of blue on. Okay, looks like, let's go to out then. Hopefully you can see the screen. So, yeah, it seems like the overhead stopped for a minute. So let's just, it'll sort out in a second. So I'm just adding a little bit of the blue. There we go. So can you see there? You're creating an entire mother of pearl. So now I'm going to go on with the ruby. So yeah, I've just noticed the overhead has frozen. It's obviously, we've solved most of the problems. It's obviously the overhead because it's a brand new phone for the overhead. So it's almost like it goes so far. So yeah, but you're now on this one. So look, can you see? You're getting like a true mother of pearl in that you're getting all of those colours just working so well. Now the gold. Now the gold obviously does show as gold, but it's a very soft gold on white. So there's our gold on white. But look at our gold on black. So I need to bring it back closer to me, don't I? Look how intense the gold is on black as opposed to white. I mean, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful thing. So, bear with me 2 seconds. Let's see if we can just reset this one back on. Because sometimes I can reset it back on. No, it's not going to, so we're going to be stuck onto this one. It's fine. You can all still see. But what I've done is I've already cut, or what I've done is I've gone through a stencil. So can you see here? I've gone through a stencil with it. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So I was going to show you just very quickly how we do that when I remember where the stencil's gone. And here he is. I've got him all ready to go. So I'm just going to pop my stencil down. It's fixed pretty much anyway. And all you do is use your finger again, just through randomly, in random places, just like this, with the colours, using all of them this time. So that's what I've done. And obviously I carry on until I'm at this stage. Let's move you up so I can hopefully show you. There you go. Ooh. But look, it's like you've got proper, true mother of pearl. So let's go down again so you can see a little bit better. So then what I've done is I've done exactly the same as I've done before, which is I've used that paper and I've cut it in the background, and then I've put the rim on there. So exactly the same. I've cut a circle in it, and I've cut a white plain circle to match with it to get those together on. So I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape. Where are we? Right, okay, where's a little bit? I'll get a little bit more. So no, I will not. I'm not bringing out a box kit for Christmas. I only do one box kit a year for them now. I think everybody only does one. And I didn't get Christmas. I got the spring one, and I much prefer Christmas, but we have to do, it's up to Practical Publishing on that. So I let them lead on that one. So all I've done is to stick my circle on. But you can see how beautifully that mother of pearl paper we've made works on its own. I've then got some more of the leaves, again, using everything from that larger collection. So I'm using, again, everything from the larger collection. So I'm just going to pop those down like that. And that, and that, and that. So I'm just putting those down using a little bit of glue just to run along. What's our Helen Louise is saying? Oh, Jacqueline's putting together a Christmas list. I think Helen was saying her grandparents were 23 when they got married. I think my nan was 20 or 19. So Margaret, I get the foam tape from Virtual Plastics. If you go onto the group, there's a link on there, a list and the code to get it off from. So it's sometimes better to go on the group and get the link. And I'm doing the same again. I'm going for this 4-piece. I'm hoping you can see that. There we go. And this time I'm just going with a single flower, because I think a single flower will really, really work. And then I can put a sentiment on. And I might hold this one off because I'm going to put a sentiment on that's probably not, that's in development. So I'm going to wait on that one. That's a little bit dry, so let's put a little bit more on. There we go. But I think just simple like that, no one would ever believe again that you've used just white card. That's a total white on white, but can you imagine when that catches the light? So when that catches the light from the Christmas lights, from the Christmas tree or something, I just think that would work so well. So all we've done is gone through a stencil with the pastes. So go through a stencil with the paste with your finger. Obviously I only did a little bit. So at the minute you'll only see little bits on there. But that's how I did the whole of that background. What type of spray glue do you use? Spray glue, I use 3M Display Mount. And Is that, yeah, that's a simple answer. I'm trying to think then of something complicated. I don't know. It is expensive, but it's one of those that's worth it. The other thing I wanted to show you tonight is something, again, because we're all about adding sparkle onto these. And this is something I use so much and very, very, very rarely mention. And that is about using the sparkle pens. Now, I'm supposed to avoid saying this, but we can on our own channel. These are a more glittery version of Wink of Stella. These are amazing, but you get 2 in a pack. So you're actually paying less than you pay for 1 with 2. Now, as Samantha's just said, that card would look amazing with lights on. That's what I've prepped for Wednesday for Craft Cave Live. Look. I've got a little light box ready. So I'm going to show you how to make a little light box. And we're going to be using the pastes with that on some acetate. So watch Craft Cave Live if you can. But I wanted to show you this because this is what I can do if I want to add some more sparkle onto this card. So let's just see if we can just take this one back on for a second. Let's bear with me a second, guys, because I really want to try and get the overhead going for this one. Come off, come on. Yeah, on that one. Let's go on to the switcher. Let's come off that. Let's come back on, see if we can do it. Just close that and then just do it again. Close that off. Go on to that. Sorry. I thought I'd fixed what this was. It's the old iPad, but they obviously just do not like. No. Right, so what I'm going to do, let's tip you forward so you can see. Could you mix fine glitter in with the paste? Karen, you don't need to. What you do is you use this. So you use your sparkle pen. If you want to add a glitter to it, this won't reactivate it, but this will add your glitter. So what I'm doing is I'm going around the edge of the circle and I'm going into the flower with this. And then I'm going all the way around the square of the plain card I did. So if you want to add sparkle, don't add glitter to it. You'll start to, the paste dried too quickly for you to be able to sprinkle glitter on. But if you add glitter into the paste, you'll ruin your paste. So Judy, I'm hoping that they get the lights back in stock. The 3-button light they are on order, but we have to wait for them to come in. So if you put the notify me button on the website, they will actually tell you that. But look, I don't know if you can see that. It's sparkling for me, but I don't know if it comes off on the camera. But there's a little trick I want to show you here because it works so well on coloured card. Because look, that's plain. Just plain burgundy. I'm going to tip that one. I'm going to tip us forward. Give it a shake. There we go. All I'm doing is colouring on top. Okay. If it stops to flow, you give it a squeeze. You don't really need to because they're free flowing, but it's there if you need to. And all I'm doing is going over this will not change the colour. I've got some great techniques to show you as well when we do some stamps with these. But literally then, going over with the pen, look at the difference I've created now. All of that sparkle. And that's dry. That's not wet. That's dry. So we've gone from that to that. Absolutely beautiful. And you can build more layers up. And I've got to show you this card because I did take one of our carols and look. I changed it and added the sparkle on just one layer to those flowers. So if you're wanting to add that one, oh, Craftaholic bought the glitter brush pens and not had a chance to use them yet. Wait until we launch the new Christmas stamps. They work so perfectly with those. I wish, honestly, I could show you. They're hanging as well, just there. It is literally, they're hanging just behind me. So, thank you for joining me tonight. If you can and you want to see more demonstrations with the pastes, with these dies, with the glitter pens and everything, then tune in on Wednesday night at 7 to John Next Door Official, because I'll be using the all of that on Craft Cave Live. Question, is there new stamps coming out? Yes, there's 4 new beautiful Christmas stamps. One's a robin, but I'm not telling you that. But if you did miss out, the collection's back in stock. So it is back in stock. Again, once this is gone, that's it. We won't order a third time. We never do that. This is the first time this year. I think it's the first time in a year that we've actually reordered in any of the dies. So, and we're not ordering any of the others in, so I really hope I helped with that one. If you did want any of them individually, remember the Snowflake twist frame is available individually at $20.99. You can get for $21.99 the Snow Crystal flower frame maker. You can get the individual flowers for just $10.99 and the sweeping boughs at $7.99. And I'm not suggesting you do what me and Kathy Mills have done, which is have 2. Kathy's ordered 2, so did I, because it makes it so much useful. And again, if you've loved the pastes I'm using tonight, remember they're a special offer. They're $6.99. So you're talking, it should be over 28, it should be £28 for all 4 of them. And there are only 4 colours, so we're not going to bring out another 4 next week and expect you to buy more. So you can get all 4 of those for $24.30. But thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you can join me on Wednesday at 6 o'clock here on The Art of Craft for midweek deals, where we'll be doing some amazing, I've got them down there. They are beautiful. They really are so different. It's almost shades of Memory Box, but I know, knowing Jane, they're going to be an amazing price. But I'm so excited. I've already had a little play, but I can't wait to play with those tomorrow. There's just, I can't even tell. I don't even want to say cute animals are part of it, but they are some beautiful dies. So that's Wednesday night at 6, or you can join me or join both at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night over on John Next Door Official for Craft Cave Live, where we'll just be demoing. But thank you for watching me, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really hope you've enjoyed it. We've managed to get through the whole hour and we've only lost one camera once. But thank you. Have a great week. Keep careful in the heat, because it's going to be a very warm week, so our Sammy's told me. And I will see you all at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Take care, guys. Bye.